Welcome to the Advertising Forum. This is episode 2 of our Agentic Monetization series, sponsored by Moola.
With us today are two guests, Brandon O'Neill, the CRO from On3, and Stephanie Mazzamaro, SVP Programmatic, Ops, and Identity from the Agrina Group. Brandon and Stephanie, welcome to the Advertising Forum.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Awesome. Loved our chat beforehand. Love what you guys are doing. So I'm excited to get into this episode in particular. Stephanie, if you don't mind, I'm going to start with you. The Agrina Group covers a ton across the digital space when it comes to media properties and audiences. You guys have everything from The Street to Men's Journal, Parade, and even a creator network. What does it mean to scale meaningful relationships, engaging content, and of course, the most important topic, which we discussed prior, personalized ads across all of your properties?
What a loaded question.
Very loaded.
Well, at the Agrina Group, I feel like we believe that scale doesn't just mean reach, it means relevance. So with a diverse portfolio spanning, like you mentioned, trusted brands like Parade, Athlon, The Street, Men's Journal, and our fast-growing EP model, which we call entrepreneur publishing, our focus is on connecting audiences with the content and experiences that truly matter to them. And so scaling those meaningful relationships starts with data-driven insights and respect for the user experience. That's why we invested in building Encore. It's like the reveal of our cool new centralized intelligence system powered by AI and our robust first-party data system. I feel like this is the first time I've gotten a chance to talk about it. So I'm pretty psyched. It's been many months in the making with a lot of data pipeline work and whatnot. But Encore essentially helps us deliver more meaningful user experiences and stronger monetization by moving users through different loyalty stages to increase page view per session, which we view as a God metric, if you will. And so with Encore, we're able to understand the audience intent, the context, and behavior across the entire ecosystem to deliver storytelling and advertising that truly feels additive and not intrusive. And what I like to say is Encore is the performance customers want more of. Oh, that sounds my
Incredible.
little sales pitch.
No, I love it. Look, sales pitch away. You guys work hard to build what you build. And obviously there's a reason and a need for it in market. When it comes to you, Brandon, we know Arena's properties, On3, sports has been hot. We talk about it all the time in the news. It's really the one medium that seems to be sheltered a bit from a lot of the changes that are happening. Audiences in general always seem to be engaged. They show up fully for their teams. There's a lot of emotion and a lot of drive behind it. At this time and over the years, AdTech has innovated a lot, and we're starting to prioritize publisher environments, especially on the open web. How has that changed for you in the live environment, and what does that mean moving forward?
Yeah, thank you. I think a lot of what you said is right on the money. I think sports is a different entity within publishing. Recently, I've heard a lot of publishers talk about how they're looking for ways to try to build a sense of community within their user base and to try to combat some of those changes that you're talking about. And I think sports, lends itself naturally to that community feel. And that's something here at On3 and previous sports publishers that I've worked with, and Shannon Terry, our founder, has stressed community since day one, as long as I've known him. It's building a community, and that's what essentially what On3 is a collection of fan communities within the larger college and high school sports community. So, we're just building on that inherent sense of community that fans already have and college football fans already have. We're building on that and trying to grow that. And that's what we do at On3. And that's, that leads itself to kind of maybe weathering some of those storms that you've talked about.
Well, we'd all be liars if we said that AI was this new, innovative thing that has never been in our ecosystem. As we all know, the reality is it's been around for 10, 15, in some cases even 20 years. But there are companies that are absolutely doing things differently. And we're here, our series sponsors is Moola, as we all know. And who, from an agentic perspective, do you feel is doing things differently, Brandon, when it comes to just the space and being on the publisher side and working with so many different technologies?
Yeah. You mentioned innovation earlier, I think, and I think Moola is doing some of that, thinking innovatively. I don't think of myself as very innovative. I never have. I don't think of myself as on the forefront of what's coming. But I in the question I was thinking, I just finished the book Yield about AdTech through the years, and
this one,
it's a great book. And I remember working with AdMeld, and then when it got bought and disappeared, and then the original ad server I had was 24/7 OAS way back then, and all those things that it mentioned in that book, and the people those people were innovative. And then I just came along and tried to copy what they were doing. And I think there are still people out there being innovative, looking at new ways to try to generate revenue or monetize, open web publishing, which has been around forever, and in a lot of ways hasn't changed, but there's people out there being innovative, and, I hope they continue so I can come along and continue to copy them and try to, do what they did and keep pushing forward. So, I look at Moola, I think, working yesterday, I had a pretty good brainstorming session with them. And, I was on the phone with Logan and Josh, and, just talking about things and giving them feedback on what, we feel at On3, they are poised to kind of help us build some tools that can help us generate revenue. And, I think as long as there's people out there pushing to build those tools and then taking feedback from publishers, then we can continue to push that forward. And I think Moolah's doing that.
Cool. Thank you, Brandon. That's really helpful to hear. And I love the fact that you mentioned our co-founder, Ari Papero's book Yield. He will appreciate that too. What a great plug. Stephanie, I want to toss a similar kind of question to you. Just how are you working with Moola, and what makes this relationship impactful for the Arena Group when you have all these different publishers at different life stages and different audiences?
Yeah, I think what makes it really special in general is just that we work with Jason White, who was my former boss here at Arena Group before he went on to do really cool stuff at Moola. And so I think he was a part of the journey that we went on to pivot and rebuild Arena Group. And, he was part of our transformation story to go from, we're a public company. So going from a non-profitable company to a profitable company. And so that a lot of that is rooted in data infrastructure and just cleaning it all up. And I think what makes that special is that he went on to do something that we were looking to build internally, which we still are with Encore and all of that. But Moola provides something, I think, a little bit more special around commerce that, is still a really new venture for us. We just acquired and launched Shop HQ, which is our e-commerce website. So, I think we're still learning. And so it's really interesting to be able to work with Moola, who has a team of experts and agents that'll have really cool cartoons. I wish I could keep them all straight. But I think it's been really cool to work hand in hand again, especially because he's so intimate with our business and knows how we function. So it makes it a special relationship.
So with that said, what does the future look like for publishers?
God. Well, I feel like we know that mass producing content is just no longer working, unfortunately. And so it's really building ecosystems that connect audience and storytelling and revenue in smarter ways. So tools like Moola show how AI can turn great content into shoppable and engaging experiences. And a real opportunity for publishers is to blend that our trusted brands, scalable tech ops, and strong first-party data to drive deeper engagement and more meaningful monetization. So I think for us at Arena Group, that means leaning in with our powerful IP and data strategy, using insight and intelligence with the help of AI and LLMs and partners who do it better than us to strengthen how we create, distribute, and monetize content for each of our brands, because they're all very, very unique.
They're all very, very unique for sure. Brandon, I'm going to kick the same question over to you. Just when it comes to the future for publishers, you explained your 20-something year-long career of being on this side of the house. What does the future look like for publishers?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what the future looks like. It's one thing, I've never been very good at predicting the future, but I will say it is going to be a grind. I know that. You're going to have to come in every day ready to work, ready. And just, if you can do that, you're going to be all right. Just come in and know that you're going to have to work. I think that with companies like Moola out there, there's always going to be new opportunities of things to test and try. And I think that's the big thing is, if you see something like that and it kind of makes logical sense to you that it could possibly generate some revenue, figure out a way to give it a shot and try it.
There you go.
And then, and just keep plugging away.
I know you guys don't know what the future looks like. I do, but it's actually not part of the series, so I apologize. I'm not going to share it today. I'll let you guys know at a later point. Yeah, that's the bonus episode.
Is that going to be in a separate feed? Do I need to subscribe to that
separate feed? That's paywall. It's paywalled.
Paywall.
Stephanie and Brandon, thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Agentic Monetization series. It's sponsored by Moola. Next up, we have Heather Carver, the CRO at Freestar, for our third episode of the series. Thank you both for being here.
Thanks so much.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.